Welcome to another listen of Where Silence Has Something to Say. There is a crime more brazen than theft, more arrogant than denial. Robbery. And not just of any kind, but robbery against Elohim. To stand before him fully aware, fully present, and still take what is not ours. This isn't ignorance, it's arrogance. It's not deception, it's defiance. Elohim asked a question through the prophet Malachi, not because he didn't know the answer, but because he was confronting the audacity of it. Will a man rob Elohim? And the answer came cloaked in self-righteousness. In what way have we robbed you? As if he hadn't seen it, as if he wouldn't remember, as if his word didn't already speak plainly. So, let's be honest. We don't use guns or knives to rob Elohim. Proximity is our weapon of choice because we can't rob what we don't stand before. And that's the audacity. That's the robbery. The indictment is clear. Will a man rob Elohim? Not steal, rob. The presence of the target, Elohim himself, is acknowledged, and yet the act of robbery is still committed. Robbery implies awareness. It involves presence. It's not accidental. It's brazen, in your face, confrontational, and often shameless. It's not just withholding. It's withholding in full view of Elohim who waits to receive what is his. It's the priest who stands at the altar but refuses to offer the sacrifice. It's the pastor who preaches the word but refuses to obey it. It's the believer who sings the songs but refuses to surrender their heart. Each one gave something, but not what was required. Each one was present, but not obedient. Each one was active, but not aligned. And that's the danger. When we mistake activity for surrender and proximity for holiness. One of the most common ways we rob Elohim, knowingly and in full view, is by withholding. And Malachi didn't just name the robbery, he named its form in tithes and offerings. He wasn't vague. He didn't bite his tongue. He didn't use imagery or symbolism. He called it what it was. And we're the ones who've tried to rename it. We're the ones who've blurred the lines. In our Western mind, tithing is often viewed as a financial gesture, an act of generosity, a donation to support ministry. It's flexible, emotional, and sometimes sporadic. Nevertheless, The language centers around giving to Elohim as if the tithe originates with us. Many even speak of, quote, paying tithes, as though Elohim were a creditor or lender and the tithe and offering a debt to settle. This posture is transactional, not covenantal. And when it's withheld, it's only a mispayment with no consequence, no penalty, no late fee. But Elohim is not a financier or charity case. The Hebraic mind doesn't see tithe and offering as a debt, but a return. Ownership is understood, and both are the portion we are commanded to return because it was never ours to keep, but His to receive. Tithes and offerings weren't and still aren't optional. Neither were they ever about convenience. They are covenant. And covenant doesn't honor excuses, emotions, or flexibility. It honors reverence. It honors obedience. Here's the difference between covenant and transaction. If the tithe is withheld or redeemed, even temporarily, it must be restored with increase. Leviticus 27 makes it plain. A fifth must be added, not as punishment, but as recognition. Because in the Hebraic lens, restoration is not just about returning. It's about honoring what was delayed and acknowledging the holiness of what was never ours to keep. But here's the grace. The same one who issued the indictment also offers the invitation. Return to me, and I will return to you. The way back isn't through guilt. It's through obedience and restoring what was withheld. So if robbery implies awareness, then repentance must begin with responsibility. We must ask, what have I withheld? And then return. Not just with words, but with obedience. Not just with intention, but with humility. Not just with emotion, but with surrender. And not just with presence, but with posture. Because proximity without surrender is still robbery. But surrender in proximity, that's restoration. Until next time, take a breath, take inventory, take responsibility, and return what was never ours to take. And there, with reverence and surrender, we'll confront and eradicate the audacity of robbery, where silence has something to say.